So, I left my house, got my bag all packed, booked a campsite at a campground I'm familiar with. So, yeah, I'm doing, a step towards that thing that I feel like will help me heal my PTSD. I don't like calling it that. Anyways, get over the fear that PTSD has kind of instilled in me, the fear that constantly cripples me. I had a really good talk with my therapist yesterday, and, she drew this line on the board. There's a whiteboard in the room, and she drew this line, and it's like, over here is, fear and darkness, and then over here on the other side is, where fear doesn't control me anymore. And I came up with this metaphor of what fear looks like and where I feel like I am on this line. And I feel like I'm close to the end. So like in the fear is like the dark forest. I think of like any fairy tale or Disney movie, like a dark, scary forest where you can't see any light whatsoever. That's what the fear is like. It's all encompassing and suffocating and terrifying because you can't see any way out. And over here on the other side, it's telling her, where I am, it feels like I can see the light, like through the trees, like there are little spots of light, but it's still really dark, and I'm trying to find my way all the way to where all the light is. And she's like, well, what is beyond that tree line? And I said, well, the only place I can think of that doesn't have trees is the beach. So beyond the trees where all that light is the beach. And I feel like going on this, just one night solo trip, just me and the dog. You can see him in the back. Will help me get that one step closer to the beach, to the light, to where the fear doesn't completely cripple me and, control every decision that I make and every action and inaction that I take. And yeah, to me, I keep thinking that success means I've made it to the end. I've made it to the beach. I've made it to the light. And my therapist, I don't know how they do this. They're magicians of making things like so simple. And she's like, well, that's not the only part of success. Like all these little steps that you took up to it are part of the success. And those are success. Like you've spent days looking at campgrounds. You've had this thought in your mind for ages. Days looking at campgrounds. You packed your pack. You paid for a spot so that you have accountability. All you have to do, all that's left is to go out there. But all those little things are successes because you could have just had the idea in your head and not done anything. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I've made it halfway there. I'm in Bragg Creek. I found a place to stop so I could film this. Just got some gas and some road snacks. I got some peanuts. So I'm halfway to the campground. I've got my pack. I've brought things to make me feel more comfortable. Like I do want to work up to doing, through hikes by myself. But I'm not there yet. So just, one step at a time. So I brought things to make myself feel comfortable. I've brought 4 books with me for one night because maybe one won't keep my mind occupied enough. I've got tons of snacks. I brought the dog. And the campground that I'm going to is one that I'm familiar with. I've camped there before. So, yeah. Wish me luck. Just have to make it to the campground and not turn around when I get there. So I can do this. I got this. I come to Bragg Creek all the time, and this little thing is hidden on the side of the road. There are these like ranger towers. There's 3 of them. And I stopped here, and then I just totally noticed there's a sign on that tree that says no trespassing. My bad. I'm out. All right. So trail report looks good. What's the weather supposed to be like? Oh, it might rain tomorrow, but hopefully I'll be out of here before that happens. Moose Mountain Trail closed. Oh, I'm not going there. Oh, for construction. And then ours looks good. We're good. You ready to go? Get to the campground? Yeah. Alright, we're here. It says pets must be leashed at all times. Quiet time is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Awesome. I hope that means nobody's going to have their generators running. And you are in bear country. Thank you and happy camping. It will be happy camping. Thank you, Alberta Parks. Noise. Alright, here we are, 67. Pineapple's not happy. And this is it. Oh, there's some firewood left. I don't have an axe, so I'm not going to be able to do anything with that. I got a picnic table. And I think I'll put my tent right there. But yeah. I was kind of hoping there'd be other people around, but I guess not. It's just going to be me and the dog. But that's okay because I can see my van from my campsite. So, you know, I made it out here, and if I get scared, I'll just sleep in my van. Totally fine. Benefits of the mommy van. So beautiful. And it's not that cold. I managed to stick my feet in here, and I didn't like tense up because the water was so cold. It's actually really nice. It feels good. I made a fire, which I'm pretty proud of myself. Although my dad taught me how to build fires when I was a kid. We used to go camping a lot. But I did it by myself on the first try, which was, you know, pretty impressive. I'm just enjoying my dinner now, which is, these things are so good. Here, let me get the package. So I have a dairy allergy, so I can't eat anything with dairy. So it's hard to find like cheap things to eat. But these like Knorr Sidekicks, the Harvest Chicken, is dairy free and it is delicious. Super quick and easy dinner when you're camping. So pineapple. My dog doesn't like it if he's like only on the 6-foot leash and he can't go anywhere, which I don't blame him. You can sniff everything within your 6-foot radius, and then that's boring after a while. So I set up like this line. It's like a ridge line. Set up a ridge line of this paracord here, and then just used a carabiner on the end of his leash because he's got this little D-ring on it, and then he can just go, you know, all along the line, so he's got more things to sniff. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Feels like my little home for the night. It's kind of nice, and it's quiet out here, which is lovely. So I had a campfire going, and I put it out because if there's a fire going, you can't leave your site, which is boring. Yeah, so I put it out. Pineapple and I went and walked around the campground. I talked to the campground attendant. I think they call them hosts, camp hosts. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, he said they haven't seen any bears around here and that this campground stays pretty quiet most of the year. It's at the end of the road, so people don't usually come this far. apparently. I didn't think it's that far, but yeah. And the no bears makes me feel way better, but I'm still walking around with my bear spray in hand when I do go for a walk, especially as the sun is setting. You know, animals become more active. But there's a ton of trails, like just through the trees, like everywhere. Just little trails you can just follow through. If you go through over there, it'll take you to like this really beautiful meadow. And if you go over there, it'll take you to more campsites that are hidden through the trees. I didn't even know they were there. I went for like a walk around, and then I came up and I was like, oh, I'll check those walk-in sites over there. And I was walking through them and I was like, oh, where's this trail go? And then I was back in my tent. So yeah, I'm actually surprised at how calm I feel. Like some anxiety was setting in. So Pineapple and I went for a walk, and it kind of just went away. You know, I've seen who else is camping around here. And then after talking to the camp host, and he's like, we haven't seen any bears. That made me feel better. But it's so quiet out here. My chest feels light. I feel nice and calm. Not having anxiety right now. We'll see what happens when the sun goes down. But, you know, so far, I'm not scared. It's like fear had this grip on me, and it was all in my head that this was going to be terrifying and that I couldn't do it and I should just give up and I should just go home. Why even bother coming out here? And I'm really glad that I told fear to fuck off, because I'm out here in the middle of the woods. It is quiet. Nobody can get a hold of me. It's my favorite thing right now. There's no cell reception whatsoever. And it's beautiful. I went down to the river. I've gone down to the meadow. And I've just been hanging out with the dog, and I've been reading without distractions. So nice. Oh, favorite part. It is so quiet here right now that I am just changing out in the open. There's nobody else around. I've walked around topless and it's fantastic. Right now I'm just sitting in my bra and my pajama pants at a picnic table next to my tent. And this is awesome. The only thing I'm really worried about actually is the mosquitoes, because I can hear them buzzing around. But that's okay. I'll take a few mosquito bites for solitude. Anyways, yeah, this is good. So it's morning, made it through the night. Wasn't bad, wasn't scary, no anxiety. I really wish I had a pillow. A camping pillow would be helpful. I woke up several times because my arms were numb because I'd been using them as pillows. Did you have a good night in a tent? A little morning inspiration from my tea. And some oatmeal. I didn't know this until I watched Dixie on Homemade Wanderlust on her YouTube channel, that you can just pour the water right into your oatmeal packet, which is pretty awesome because then I don't have to wash my pot. Anyways, cool tidbit. Good morning. So I did it. I spent a night in the woods by myself. Didn't freak out. Didn't have to go in my van. Didn't drive away. Was actually really surprised by the calm that I felt in the silence, which makes me wonder what the noise of the city is doing to me, because I live on a main street and it's pretty noisy all the time. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself. You know, that's one step closer to like kicking fear in the balls and, you know, getting my life back and not letting fear cripple me.